How's it going, guys? Catching Katie here. So you've built your lovely house and you have this garden and you're kind of like, what do I do with it to make my house look even better? You really want something that complements your house. It's a little hard to have a complete blanket thing that you do for every house because every house looks a little different. That would change what you need to put in your garden. But this is generally what I do just to make my house look a little nicer, and this is my general backyard tips. So a lot of people, I see so many people, they just grab their bone meal and just place grass everywhere. And it kind of looks like this, but grass everywhere to me just looks like an unmowed, unkept lawn. So throw away your bone meal and start clearing all your grass out. Okay, so your lawn's now nicely mowed. I think one of the top things I always do for a garden, I have like a garden bed border. So I usually use dark oak wood, generally leave a 2 gap for the garden, and I just round out the corners and place it along. Just create this flow through the garden and a nice border. I always love putting trees, but I like having it in the garden bed. So I'm bringing out this gap like this just to have a spot for our tree to be put in, because our tree won't fit in the 2 gap. So we just round it out. I generally don't take it around the whole yard. I just have it flow like that. So I grab this all the time. I use it in almost every garden. Podzol. I love the look of this because it looks like mulch for your garden, and so there is a clear difference. This is your lawn and that is your garden bed. So I generally clear out all the grass and place this here. Okay, so this is now cleared out and we have our garden bed. I think the next main thing we're going to do is build a tree, because most gardens, if you've got a pretty big garden, trees really make it look nice and shaded and really good. So this one is going to be a 4 wide tree, and then I'm going to have some roots come out from it like that, and then we're just going to bring it up a little bit. Okay, so you're just randomly placing it. Like trees never look the same, so just randomly place the branches where you think it might look nice. And also, depending on your yard size, the tree size are different. So if you have a smaller yard than the one I have here, you probably want to go for a one block wide instead of 4 tree, and just have a little less. But it's whatever suits your garden will change. So I've randomly placed all these branches. It'll probably change once I've started placing the leaves. I'm going to be using oak leaves for this. I just think they're nice and bright, and I'm just randomly placing them along, leaving some gaps and some bits of wood exposed and covering most of it. So I think I'm done with this tree. There are some bits that I could probably add and fix up, but the general shape is good and I think it looks okay. You want it to look like a tree, so lots of branches. It doesn't need to be completely filled in. You can leave gaps around the place. Now we're going to do some flowers. So I have left a gap of 2 here on purpose so that the tall can actually vary around and add more depth to your garden. One thing though, don't place flower on every single block. Just randomly start placing them. You can keep continuously switching them, but just vary the height and flower and colour around. I think with gardens, they look nice when they look natural and not purposely placed everywhere. Okay, so my flowers are in. It's added a nice bunch of colours to the area. But you can pick whatever colours you think go well. I always find with gardens that water is really important. So whether that be a stream, a pond with a little jetty in it, or a fountain or some sort of water feature in your garden really complements it as a feature. So in this sort of garden here, I'm going to do a little fountain. So if you had a bigger garden, you would probably put a garden bed around your fountain so that there's flowers there too. For this size, I'm just going to frame it with these dark oak wood slabs just to keep the same materials going throughout the garden. And now to add the water. Another really important thing, if this is your house, you're going to be there at night as well. So if we changed it to night, it's kind of dark and we really don't want it to be a dark, gloomy spot once the sun's gone down. We need to grab fence, glowstone and trapdoors. And this is going to be a combination of hidden lighting and open lighting that you can see. Around the tree, I always think is something that you should have lit up because it is the main part of the garden. So I'm placing glowstone just under the ground and placing trapdoors just on top. That should light it up. In the corners of the garden, I'm also going to place some glowstone that's hidden. Another important thing is your fountain. You want that to be lit up nice and bright. So down here you probably want some glowstone in the corners. And you probably want it up near the top, so you'd also want to take the corners of these out, I think, and put some glowstone. Okay, so that looks like our kind of hidden lighting done. You want to do probably at the start of your garden, you would want little park lights, like lamps that light up the way. So we'll put these 2 here. Just a simple fences up and across. We may need to go one higher. Then you just add glowstone and then trapdoors around the side. You could also put a redstone lantern there, but you need to have a switch sitting on it. So this is the general thing I do for gardens. If you have a bigger garden, you would want to add more little bits of detail, maybe like a swing in the tree or a wheelbarrow somewhere or a seating area. Just some little things to add some more detail to your garden, but I'm pretty happy with how this one looks just for the size of it. And I hope you guys got some tips from this and has inspired you to go out and build a fabulous garden without using bone meal. You can put the bone meal away, guys. So what would this garden be without a blue orchid named Catching Katie? So let's have right by the gate. Oh, completely missed there. There we go. Nice and done. So guys, I hope you did enjoy this tutorial on some tips for a garden. Hopefully it has inspired you to go create your garden to complement your house. And I will see you guys in the next video.